Hey everyone, this is DCSG 81. Today we'll take a look at the SH Figuarts Mr Satan from Dragonball Z. Okay, so I know this is a long overdue review which I haven't made. I almost forgotten I have this one in my cabinet, so I was just searching through and I found him. So let's take a close look at the box. So it's a pretty standard box. If you have been collecting SH Figuarts for Dragon Ball, it's a pretty standard design. So you see the Mr Satan here, and then there's some box art, which I find this is pretty cool because they have all the different ones. And then here nothing much. Usually they just write the name of the figure, the character, Mr Satan, and then we have again the usual pictures that you can see on each of the box. So because this is the Japan version, so you won't see any stickers or hologram stickers here. So let's unbox this. Okay, so this is a figure right out of the box. Again, I have something to show you guys that I think is a rather good practice that they made. They actually put a piece of plastic here to hinder the clothes, I think, to be touching the cape for a long period of time in the box, because it might cause the paint to actually stick on it. So this is another good move from SH Figuarts to ensure their quality. So let's take a closer look at the figure. So this is one of the figure which I have never thought that SH Figuarts will actually release him, because he's just like a temporary characters in Dragon Ball Z that eventually, of course, he becomes someone of importance, because he's the one that actually can make the Buu become gentle and good. So eventually he become important, but in the first glance I thought that they might not just make him, because there's so many characters that is more important than him, but which SH Figuarts can make. Of course, I hope there will be lesser and lesser variants of Goku and Vegeta. There are some characters that they can make, like maybe the different forms of Cell, or different forms of Frieza, or even different forms of Buu that we can get. So there are so many more that they could have made, but this guy is just, you know, just unexpected. Okay, but he turns out to be pretty good, so I'm not regretting of getting him, even though I'm not as keen in at the beginning. So you can see that the details are pretty amazing. For sure the mold for him is entirely new. That's what I think, except for the pants, which is again pretty similar to what the Goku or Gohan are actually wearing. A little bit similar, but not very similar. So we'll take a look at that. So everything else is pretty good. So let's take a look at the articulations. For the sake of the testing out the articulation, I have did a few of changes. I removed the cape. As you can see, the plastic cape will actually hinder the articulation, as well as I taken off the championship belt and replaced with the normal belt, because I would like to test out on the abdomen articulation later. So let's take a look at the head. Simple ball joint that can turn pretty much, so he can look down a lot and he can look up pretty much. Okay, the hand can go up this much, because there's he can do the upper punch as well. There's the arm swivel, and this the hands here, oops, something dropped. Okay, the piece that dropped off is actually this piece here. Is for the ankle. As you can see, I can easily put it back, but just to let you know, it might drop out if you turn too much, like what I did just now. So the angle here doesn't go a lot, not even a 90 degree, but it's good enough to show that he got a muscle. Okay, so then there's a hand movement here, not much. So the abdomen, there's a ball joint over here. It's not really a ball joint, I can show you. This is something like a new design, because you are expected to remove this to replace the belt with the championship belt or with this normal belt. So this is pretty good, I would say. Simple to remove. Then he can turn this much, can turn up this much, and not revealing any holes or gap, which is good. Okay, so the leg, this portion here is a soft plastic, so it can kick up. Again, not much, because it's actually being hindered by this piece soft plastic here. So open up again, also not much, pretty limited. Okay. The leg itself can go this much, which is more than 90 degrees. I think it's fine. There's no swivel here, and then there's some feet movement, as well as a hinge on the toe. So now let's take a look at the accessories that's come with it. So as you can see, Mr. Satan here came with quite a number of accessories. So we'll take a look at the hand first. So it comes with a pair of his hands on the figure, and then comes on a pair of gripping hands. Okay, very well done. You can even see the hair on his hand. And a pair of peace sign hand that he likes to do. Okay, and lastly there's there's also a thumbs up hand. Very well done. And there's a pointing hands. So these hands are actually very relatable to him, because he used most of this hand for his signature poses in the manga, which is very funny. So as for the faces, there are 4 faces. The normal face that is already attached on the figure. Okay, serious and non-smiling. So then there's a screaming head. Screaming face, which is again very well done. You can see the details are pretty amazing. Okay. And the second faces is very similar to the screaming, but just that he's also grinning at the same time. But you can pretty much tell it's of the same mold, just over here is a bit different. And lastly is the one that I really like. I think this is also a reason for many of you who buy this figure, as well as same as mine. If without this face, I might not have gotten him. This could do many funny scenes. Okay, then it comes with the championship belt, which is again very detailed. And I'm not sure why they need to give 2. Yeah, I think it's part of in the manga they actually mentioned, but oh well. And the dogs. Okay, you can only move his head, but it's very well made. I really love it. So cute. Okay, and this small piece of plastic, which is actually to cover up the hole here if you don't intend to use his plastic cape, which I'm not a fan of. So here you go. Actually, I feel that I don't hate a plastic cape as much as an articulated plastic cape. At least this is a single piece, which will look good on a figure if you just want to pose him. Of course, it will hinder the articulation because there is no articulations on the, but it actually looks much better than those with joints that you can see the bits and pieces of it. So this is actually pretty alright, but again, not a fan. Okay, so let's proceed to the size comparison. Okay, for the size comparison, we have the Goku 2.0 as well as the latest Great Saiyaman Gohan. And next we have the Android 18 from SH Figuarts, and the Dragon Star Frieza, the first form, as well as the Big Fat Bull, also from the SH Figuarts. So next we have the Captain Marvel from Marvel Legends, as well as the Reaper from Figma. And lastly, we will have the Assaulter from Damn Toys, as well as the Saitama from Darcy Model. Okay, so my final verdict for this guy is I'm pretty happy with him. There's not much cons that I can find from him, except for a few limited articulations. And the face is good. Everything is very well done. Very accurate indeed. And yeah, so I'll give him around a 9 out of 10 because I'm a little biased because he's not one of my favorite characters in Dragonball Z, although he's funny. But yeah, so I actually prefer someone with more importance, like I say, maybe a Cell or different form of Frieza. And I forgot to mention just now, I wanted a cooler for a very long time. I hope they actually make him. So yeah, so those are actually a much better option, but he's not a bad addition to your collection. I think he's actually pretty fun to have him around. But so a 9 out of 10. So yeah, so I hope you like my video. Click the like button, comment below if you have any further question about him, and please subscribe to my channel as I have new video every day. And don't forget to check out my other reviews, as well as some head swap video which I made over the past few days. And I hope you will enjoy yourself in my channel. And until then, talk to you soon. Bye.